Hello, and welcome to the Chronic Health Collective Show. This is not just a community, this is your fresh start. We've gathered the best coaches and experts to help you reclaim your energy, heal from the inside out, and live with purpose. Whether you're longing for more energy, deeper healing in your relationships, or a life that feels more aligned and fulfilling, you're not alone anymore. Let's rise together. Today, I am so happy to be here with our mindset and empowerment coach, Jackie Mott. Jackie is a #1 international best-selling author, powerhouse speaker, and master life coach whose true brilliance lies in her ability to talk about difficult subjects, using her own unique brand of wisdom, vulnerability, and humor. And she lives from her belief that life doesn't have to be so damn serious. I love that. Welcome, Jackie.
Hello, Kristy. How are you today?
I'm doing great. I get to be here with you today.
Yay.
How are you?
Oh, I'm good. It's a beautiful day here, and getting to spend time with these wonderful groups of people that you and I are connected with. How does it get better than that, my friend?
Exactly. I am right there with you, sister. Jackie, in thinking about this, you have a fascinating journey how you got to be in a place where you don't take life so damn seriously, but it didn't start out that way for you, did it? There was a tragedy you had at a young age.
Well, there have been a lot. It's funny because as I talk to people, I'm like, wow, I don't think this is a normal human experience where there are so many things. So I think that, let me see, where would we even start? I guess the easiest to identify would be when I became a mom at 16. That one is probably, and I don't know that we call it necessarily trauma. I mean, there was trauma attached to that circumstance. There was all kinds of trauma attached to that circumstance, but becoming a mom in and of itself, I don't personally perceive that as being a traumatic event. If that makes sense. Does that make sense to people?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it was a big change, and I was very, very young and not even a little bit prepared. Although, as most 16-year-old girls are, it's a pretty normal thing to think that we know everything and, oh, I'm fine. I've got this, right?
And then reality hits hard.
Right. And then you're like, oh, crap.
What have I done?
Right. Yeah. It's one of those. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask how you worked through it.
Well, I mean, I think, okay, so I'm going to share something that might be a really unpopular opinion, but I'm going to share it with in an effort to call truth and in an effort to maybe give some ease to people. I don't honestly know that I believe that we ever get fully through anything. I have a sense and a belief that a lot of the circumstances that come into our worlds, are a result of things that we are here to learn, things that we are here to experience, or, like we're born into this family. Why are we born into that family, right? Why aren't we born into a different country or a different geography? Or, so I really do have a strong sense that we are involved in the decision-making process before we come to this planet, and that there are things, experiences, reasons, however you want to say that we come here. We don't just come here necessarily for shits and giggles, right? We come here because we want to expand something, or we want to learn something. We want to make something on this planet better. I don't know what it is. It's going to be different for different people. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if I believe that we ever completely get over sort of those traumatic. I think that we can detach enough and we can get ourselves into a healed enough space where we have different perspective. Um, if it's like a grief situation where we are able to carry that without feeling all of the hard feelings that go along with it, it's that like we are so amazing at adapting and shifting and changing and growing and evolving. Like this is the human experience.
Mm.
It can be the human experience if we choose it. So if we
Yes.
choose it, then we can sort of learn and evolve and change and shift, and you're all of the way along. You're sort of incorporating, or there's a word, I can't think of the word, but we're incorporating the learning. We're incorporating the depth, and we go deeper and deeper and deeper. Maybe into being able to feel compassion or allowance for other people to have their own experiences. Or see, these are the things that I believe we're here for. I
Mm-hmm.
We're here to learn how to have compassion and allowance, and how to love in like real love, not in this is all about me, not in, but like real love that allows people to be who they are and show up in their glory. And we help them to see the things that they can't see in themselves. We help to open up. Good Lord, I've just completely overtaken this conversation.
That's what we're here for. We're here to learn more about you.
These are the beliefs that I function from, right? I believe
Yeah,
that this is why we're here.
it's beautiful. I love that because it really is like, for example, let's say somebody very close to you dies.
Mm.
My dad passed recently.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
So,
that,
oh
hon.
no, it's fine. He was very ill. It's actually a blessing. But in the time between him dying and I reconnected with him a few years before that,
Okay.
I had done what you said. I had able to process through all the trauma of my childhood with
Mm-hmm.
him into a space where I could allow him to just be who he was. He didn't change at all. He was still just as ugly and nasty as ever, but he was
Right.
nicer to me because I shifted.
Yes.
And I'm seeing I'm not over it, but now I'm in a place where I can accept it.
Right. And
Yeah.
like have space and all, like, so it's so cool. I love this. It's so cool because it's like I don't have to be upset.
Yeah.
I mean, I can choose to be, and it's not that I don't. Please don't misunderstand. It's not that I don't get really freaking ticked off sometimes, especially at those like automated, I need to talk to a person. I can
Yeah.
help you. So it's not that I don't have those moments, but I'm now a lot more understanding of I get to choose what I'm going to do with this. I get to choose, for example, whether to perceive, let's just say some of the people from my family who were not supportive of me when I was younger. And I get to choose whether I look at that as you freaking jerk. Or if I go, well, what where were they coming from? And what was
Mm.
their history and what was their conditioning? And why would they have had those ideas, those beliefs, particularly around something like becoming pregnant? Right? Becoming pregnant when I was, well, I wasn't single. I was in a relationship, but it wasn't a good relationship. So I didn't stay in that one. Um, but I mean, I had no education, I had no money, I had no partner, right? I'm going into this like motherhood on my own at 17 years old on welfare,
Oh.
right? So it was, so when I was able to get past the, like the hurt feelings, the anger, the, all of that kind of, and it's not that I don't think that people could have done things differently. Let's say it like that. And if you're feeling the energy of this, exactly how I'm framing it, they could have done things differently. And if I'm a mother and my child at 16 years old comes home and announces that she's pregnant, well, I'm going to feel the way that I feel, but I'm going to feel the way that I'm going to feel because, you know what, I was a 16-year-old mom too. And we're going to, we're going to, what is that? Like loop arms, right? We're going to get through this together.
Mm.
right? And I know that you can survive this, and I know that you can create a good life, and I know, and I know, and I know. But I know that because I've lived it, right?
Yes.
And if I didn't have that experience, and I had been told from the time I was knee high to a grasshopper, other things like, we save ourselves from marriage, and having a child in your teen years is a very, very, very bad thing. And right. And then you got the religious stuff in there and all of this mess. And maybe these people didn't handle it with the kindness that I wish they had. And if I can look at it from the perspective of maybe they couldn't, maybe they really were scared for me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the reason that they reacted that way was because they were so disappointed, because they felt like all of this, promise that Jackie had was now gone.
Mm.
Right? Maybe. And here's where, wow, when you get good at doing your work, maybe they reacted with unkindness out of love.
Or maybe what we're perceiving as unkindness. Maybe, although dogma, I think any kind of dogma has done so much because it's so judgmental and so holier than thou, and that goes against the acceptance and the allowing and of people to be on their own path. But there could be a dose of reality in there. Like, you have no idea what's coming at you as, at 16.
And I'm sure that was part. Yeah, I'm sure that was part of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was part of it.
Yeah.
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 It's that thing of like, my journey on this planet, I believe, is to, a number of different things. I think it's all right. Like, my journey on this planet involved becoming a mother at 16. That was part of my journey, my path, my whatever. Other people's were, maybe they don't have children at all. Maybe they have children when they're in a solid marriage. Maybe, right? So my journey seems to be really coming to a place now where I'm understanding that it's a lot about framing things in a way that gives people ease, or considering okay, so this is the circumstance. What is my part, right? What am I contributing to that? And if I'm contributing something to the negativity or the or whatever, then I need to be responsible for that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Just like you're saying with your interactions with your dad, you came at it from a different energy, and therefore he didn't react in the way that he may have been. He was probably primed to react from the place that he had reacted before, because that's what we do as humans. We have expectations that, oh shit, that I really do want to, oh man, I really do want to connect with her, but this last time we talked, and then we carry that in with us, right? So you surprised him by not going in with that same energy, and that's what allowed that to shift and be a bit different.
Yeah, I became non-reactive to him because that cycle of reacting, attacking, reacting, that it just gets so destructive. It just, it doesn't work at all. And then, it works so much better to listen and converse and ask questions and say, I'm hearing you say this, but is that what you mean? And then, getting some clarification.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find that helps you? Something like that?
Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm going to qualify this.
Okay.
Yes. 100% yes. And sometimes what I have learned is that the healthiest thing for me is to simply drop it and get out and move on with my life. Right? If I were to spend all day, every day thinking about all of these people who, and like I have lots of people who love me and lots of people who like me. And I'm sure that there are some that really don't, and that's okay. It's okay because, and that's been a relatively recent thing, right? The last probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, I've finally gotten okay with not being everybody's buddy, and
Mhm.
so sometimes the most appropriate thing for me to do is to go, okay, I wish you well, and then just get on with my life,
Yes, yes.
right?
Yes, there. You know what? I would love to ask you this question.
Tell
The
me.
obligation
Yes.
that I think it happens more in families than with friends, but it can happen in many realms
Sure.
of our life. But there's this, like, you're obligated to behave or do certain things because we're family. And that is I'd like to get into that because sometimes the family is so toxic that you have to walk
It
away.
is true. It is true. And sometimes we can't.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just can't.
Yes.
No matter how much it might be the right thing for us to do that, sometimes it's just like, I just can't. But okay, so I see that we're coming up on a break. Should we dig into that after the break?
Yes, let's dig into this after the break because I think this is a big topic for our audience and for us. All right, everybody, stay tuned. We'll be right back with the fabulous Jackie Mott after this.
What we believe to be true will be true for us, even if it's based on completely incorrect information. And we create our circumstances to support the belief systems that we carry. That might sound like bad news, like you're somehow at fault or to blame for the things about your life that aren't working. But let me share with you why that's not true. I'm Jackie Mott. I've always been fascinated by what makes people tick, and I've been working with people for well over a decade. What I can tell you is that those two statements have proven themselves to be true over and over again. The really great news is that we can change it. If you created your circumstances, you must also have the ability to create something different. You can overcome negative conditioning, self-image, limiting beliefs, and instead create healthy relationships, joy, and fulfillment, and that is my specialty. You can find me at jackiemott.com or on Facebook or YouTube. And if you're ready to start living with confidence, joy, healthy relationships, and excitement about your life and future, send me a message or an email and let's talk about it.
Imagine a life where every day is fueled by energy, vitality, and purpose. Where age is just a number and your best years are always ahead. Hi, I'm Andy Nam, certified functional nutrition longevity coach, best-selling author, and international speaker. After reversing my own chronic health struggles, I'm now on a mission to help you live longer, stronger, and of course to look younger. I combine biohacking, cutting-edge nutrition, and stem cell technology to unlock your body's full potential. So no matter where your starting point is, I'm going to guide you toward a chronically healthy life. Ready to reverse aging and take control of your future? Connect with me today. Your journey to longevity starts here.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Chronic Health Collective. We are here with our mindset and empowerment coach, Jackie Mott, and we were just about to dive into a very kind of tricky subject, but I think it'll be very good. So, obligation.
Obligation. So, I mean, this is one of those, I don't even know if we're actually going to be able to do it justice in just a few minutes here. This is one of those like really deep subjects, but we'll do the best we can.
Okay.
We'll do the best we can. So when we're talking about obligation, I think one of the first things that we need to figure out is what is our motivation, right? What is our motivation and how would you give me a specific thing that we're talking about so that we can pull it down from all of the ethers with all of this crazy, it could be this, it could be that. Give me a specific circumstance.
Okay. So I'll take it from my own personal life. My brother is married to an extreme, violent narcissist.
Okay.
And my mother and I have chosen to leave the entire situation behind. And yet there's this like he keeps trying to lay this obligation on us. Like, we're a family. We need to pull this family together. And then he lays down all these rules, like, you need to accept my wife. I'm like, I don't really care to be around someone who climbs over picnic tables and tries to hit me. So no. And almost knocked my mom to the ground. She's disabled. So no.
Right.
No.
Right.
And it's taken me a long time to get to the place of being in a space of saying, this is his path and he can be on it, even though I don't like it personally.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of those places of allowance. And I'm going to say something that might rub people the wrong way, but I feel like we get really invested in sometimes, especially the people that we care the most about, in having judgments or making them wrong for, and I'm not saying this about you, Kristy, but I think we all have done it at some point where we're looking at somebody and we're like, man, what are you doing? Right? What are you doing? I was 16 and pregnant. What are you doing? Right? So we have this sort of invested, I don't know what word to use, but it's like, I have a say. I have a right to have an opinion about the choices that you are making, whether you think I do or don't. Right? And here's where the allowance piece can be really helpful. It's none of our business.
Right.
Yeah. It's none of our business. I was married to a person that was not healthy for me. And my mother was married to a man that was not good for our family unit. And I remember, I'm gonna give my brother some really big credit here just for a second. I wish he would watch this, but anyway, he and I were taught. Well, he and my sister and I. So there were 4 of us from our our family unit.
Yeah.
One of them has passed away, so there are 3 of us left, and the sister that's left has very, very strong opinion. We're all headstrong. We are all like a little bit bullheaded sometimes, stubborn sometimes. It's in the DNA, I think. But anyway, my mother, there was some stuff going on, and my sister had some very strong opinions. And I remember my brother saying, you know what? It's not up to us to decide who she should be married to. And I leaned in a little bit because I was like, oh, this is different. This is a new perspective. This is interesting. And he said, Jackie chose her husband. I chose my wife. You chose your husband. Mom chose hers. It's none of our business to say whether any of those are correct or right. It's none of our business. The only thing that we can do is love the person that we love. And maybe you could go as far as to like, I'll be there for them if things ever fall apart. And it's not my business who they're choosing. Right? It's not my business who they want to spend their time with. And who knows what, this is where like this allowance for other people to be on their own path can give us so much more ease, because there may be a lesson that he's going to learn about himself or about life or about, being a certain way from, that's, I think, why most of the people come into our lives that do. Right. So we teach each other through even sometimes bad behavior. We teach each other about ourselves and about what feels good and what doesn't feel good, what feels healthy and what doesn't feel healthy. What do I want? Like, I went through this nasty, nasty divorce a few years ago. Right. And it was bad. Like, it honestly, not exaggerating even a tiny bit, I think it's the worst one I've ever heard of. Or maybe not quite the worst, but pretty darn close. And it says, I'm going through this thing. I'm like, okay, at first I just couldn't get in any space. I was angry. I was hurt. I felt betrayed, all of that. Right. Then eventually it was like, okay, what could I be learning from these things that are happening instead of going into this like helpless victim state? what can I learn about myself? What can I learn about maybe how I want things to be in my life? You know, and I was dating. It was like, ooh, this person. Oh, I like that. You know, this person loved to jump in the car and go on road trips and run around in the woods. And that person to just cuddle up on the couch and watch TV. And this person over here liked something totally different. This one loved to cook. So we would dance around. He'd have the music turned on and we would literally be dancing around his kitchen, cooking, and, you know, maybe a little snuggle here and there, right?
Yeah.
So these are the things, and each one of these people, because of the experience of being around them and having them, you know, in my world, it was like, oh, I like that. I think I'd like more of that. Right now, there were also the other side where I'm like, oh, hell no. Right. Oh, no. We're not doing that. But I think I like to look at life as a bit of a smorgasbord where we have so many options, you know, and I can pick a little bit of this and a little bit of that, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And how beautiful is that? How beautiful. So getting back to your question about the obligation, you're not obligated to expose yourself to harm, period, end. Like there is no
Right.
question about that. You are not obligated to do that. And if you are in a circumstance like Kristy with like the in-law person being toxic and violent and possibly really harmful, it's not up to you to tell your sibling who to be with. At the same time, I choose. I do not have to allow anything or anybody into my life or into my space. And this is a thing. And I don't know if it's our generation or if it's a human thing, but I get to choose. I get to choose who I want in my space, who I don't want in my space, and what circumstances. And it, like, you get to this place where it's like, you know, I have worked really, really hard to create peace in my world. And I don't care who you are. You're not going to come in here and disrupt it.
Exactly. I love that.
That's it. And I'm very protective of. So This is where, like, focusing externally, I think, is what I'm going to say, because I know I've been all over the map on this question, but focusing externally at the person or the circumstance or the thing that is making you feel like, I don't feel like that is ever really helpful.
Yeah.
I feel like we have to identify what is going on in me. What could I be learning from this? What is this showing me? And then making decisions that are appropriate for us. We were talking, I can't remember who I was talking with just this week. So this is a theme that's coming up just this week. This idea of, I feel obligated. And I know that there was a sense of that. My mom is elderly, and her spouse has passed, and so she's on her own now, and she doesn't have a lot of close relationships. She is, and it's, I'm gonna share with you what can be on the other side of this, okay? Because it was really hard for me for a very, 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 very long time, because I'm not even joking, Kristy, like for 10, 15 years, right? I felt obligated to be involved in her world, to make sure that she got, and then, you know, like there are health concerns that come up. So to make sure that I got her to and from grocery store, doctor's appointments, right? She can't drive anymore, so on and so on. And this is not a new story. Like, many of us have had these kinds of stories. And my mom and I did not really have a good, solid, close, loving relationship throughout my life. But the obligation came because she had no one else.
Oh.
The sister that passed away probably would have been the right one for this particular role, but she's not here. and the other one lives 3 hours away, and the brother lives about 2 hours away, and everybody's got their own lives, and I'm the only one that's here, right? Have we ever had? Yes. It's up to me. Nobody else can do it. Nobody else can do it. So I started working with a counselor, and she helped me to see that what was going on in these dynamics was actually a really unhealthy codependency. And right. And so I started to approach things a bit differently in that relationship. I had this, I'll share with you the moment that this started to shift. I had this day that I woke up because my mother came, she's like, I'm going to live until I'm 110 years old. And I'm like, oh. And so I woke up one morning and I was like, good Lord, if I keep on doing, okay, and you got to listen to this language. If I keep on doing what I am doing, right? Because it's got to come back to me.
Right.
If I keep shouldering all of this responsibility, if I keep making myself available for every little thing, if I keep feeling like it's my responsibility to do this, plus I'm trying to have a life of my own, plus I'm running 2 businesses, plus I'd love to find a relationship, a healthy, good, solid relationship at some point in time. Not saying that that's a now thing, but at any rate, I would love to have time to spend time with my friends, to go do fun things, to all of that. Yeah. And in this space of obligation, in this space of like, oh, I have to be available. I need to with her, plus carry a house, plus carry the businesses, plus carry my own social life if I have any time for one at all. Right. So I woke up this one morning and I was like, my God, what if she's right? What if she does live to be 110? I'm going to wake up and be 75 years old and I'm going to be nowhere near, like I won't have done anything with this business. I'm probably going to be living in the same house. I'm probably going to be living with the same sorts of circumstances. I won't have the experiences that I want to have. I won't have had those. Probably won't have a partner. Probably won't have, right? And it just went, okay, I need help. And that's when I called in this counselor person. So her and I worked on this, and we worked on it from my perspective, right? She would say, okay, and where are you in that? Right? Like or Jackie, that's not true.
Oh,
right. You're not the only person who could do that, right? There are certain, it was beautiful. And I think this was the thing that just broke it. Well, she said, Jackie, you can have anything delivered. Anything. Toilet paper, medications, food, drink, anything. She said, you can have anything delivered. You are not obligated to take her to do these things. She can pick up the phone. You can show her how to order stuff online, whatever. There are other options. So you are choosing, my friend. And that's the part that's sticky, and a lot of us do not want to hear.
Yes.
And that's where your freedom lies.
Yes. It's so easy to fall into victim mode and just want to whine and cry about something instead of stepping into that power and saying,
right,
no, I'm free to choose.
Yeah.
And what could I choose differently that would change this? That would just, even if it's a tiny, like what you just said, the teeny tiny little thing of ordering stuff instead of running to get it. How much time does that save?
And, it's been so amazing because her and I haven't even had a conversation. So I don't know if she's talked to anybody else, but just the way that I've shown up with her has been very different. And, for example, there was one day when she called me and it's right in the middle of tax season and I'm losing my mind and I'm trying to focus on my work. And it was silly. It wasn't a necessary thing to deal with in this moment. Mm-hmm. And so she said whatever she said. And I was like, I'm working. Well, yeah, but I just wanted to, no, I'm working. We can talk about this tonight. And I literally hung up the phone. And then I felt terribly guilty. So the next time I see my counselor, I said to her, and here's the codependence, right? Because this is my mother and I'm not supposed to talk to her disrespectfully, right? So that's my shit. That's got nothing to do with anybody else. That's my shit that I'm carrying around. And she said, Jackie, I don't even understand. That seems completely appropriate to me. Like a completely appropriate, healthy response. No, I'm not talking about this right now. And anyway, so these are the shifts that started to happen as I was working with this counselor person and in our relationship. And I'll tell you this, she called me a couple of days ago. She called me up. She was at the grocery store. She was at the grocery store. She had walked to the grocery store with her little walker and her bags all by herself. She had walked to the grocery store and she said, I just wanted to see if you're free for lunch because there's that restaurant across the parking lot, and would you like to meet me there for lunch? You could have knocked me over with a feather. And I'm like, hell yeah. When are you on your way? And she walked over to the restaurant. I drove her home with the groceries and everything, but it was just like, oh, hell yeah. Right?
Yeah.
She is at the grocery store. Oh, and then she's telling me about her little adventure. And I'm like, wow, look at you. Look at you. Right?
Was she
much
smiling?
Nicer. Oh, yeah. And she was pleased with herself. Yeah. Right? She was pleased with herself. Well, I just thought that I'd go here. And then, it's a nice day. So then I thought, maybe I'll pop over and then I was at the grocery store. And then I thought, maybe we could have some lunch. And just seeing the difference in her, and I don't know how to say this because I don't want to sound the wrong way, but being able to be like proud of, look at what you did, Mom. Yeah. Like I am really proud of you. You went out there and you did it and you weren't waiting for anybody, and good on you.
Oh my God. Yes. And that can happen, that codependency with elderly parents who start to become dependent on you. Mm-hmm. And it's very much like having a young child, and so, giving them that empowerment is really important. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so I think we have to choose. We have to choose where we're going to engage and where we're not, and how we're going to allow things to impact us in our lives.
Yes, I'd actually like to go deeper into that, like how we create that, because you said something that struck me, which is that setting a boundary was disrespectful.
Oh, right.
And I want to go into that when we come back from our little message here. So we'll be right back with Jackie Mott.
A life empowered is closer than you think. We're all looking for a better way. Reimagine what's next with a new sense of exuberance. Why not power on like you mean it? Or power off blissfully? A better sleep is a better awake. You've never moved like this before. With the energy nature intended. Imagine reprogramming the way you look at the speed of science, at longevity, at exhilaration. It's next level rejuvenation. Take control of your well-being from the inside out and outside in. The light within is ready to ignite. Be the light. LifeWave.
The time has come for us, the parents who want more for their children and the teachers who want to love teaching again, to band together and stop the coercion and control and the crazy-making boredom. How? By making learning a joyful experience in a relaxed environment. By supporting and encouraging kids, not forcing or tricking them. Meet Kristy Boyd Johnson and the Barefoot Learning Club membership. Go to www.barefootlearningclub.com and find out more. Together, we can raise a generation of wildly capable and happy kids.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Chronically Healthy Life Show. We are here with mindset and empowerment coach, Jackie Mott, and this is a fascinating conversation. We're getting into some really deep, ingrained stuff, that programming that we've all been subjected to. But you said the thing about setting the boundary of I'm working right now, we'll talk later, felt like disrespect to you. And I think this is a bigger problem for women because we're always told we have to be nice all the time, no, even if someone is being nasty to us. So, which your mother was not being nasty to you.
No.
But she was just infringing on your boundary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that this one is such an interesting thing because while we were on the break, I was thinking about it and it's like, wow, this in itself is really quite deep because what it really boils down to is that at some point I started to feel like my own self-worth was like, it was, like I was allowed to want things too. Like I was allowed to have happiness. I was allowed to have experiences that lit me up. I was allowed to have whatever was going to make my life right. And that comes down to everything, like a comfort. It comes down to partnership and relationships that feel good and strong and fun and healthy, for me. Right. Mm-hmm. Because this is not a new dynamic for me. This one was like right from probably as long as I can remember. That particular dynamic was you need to respect your elders. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So I'm supposed to respect the elder who is abusing me or saying horrid things to me or like we all know some of the things that kids go through with adults. Yes. And, many of those are part of my experience. Mm-hmm. So I'm supposed to respect you even though you're behaving that way. Mm-hmm. And this is what I'm saying. Like, this is such a deep subject. At a certain point in time, I decided that I was not on this planet to be anyone else's punching bag or anyone else's, I don't like doormat. That doesn't feel good. But, the thing that they use to bring themselves pleasure in whatever way, or the thing that they use to make themselves feel good, like could even be like a blankie, right? I'm not, that's not my job.
Yeah. Right.
It's not my job to be your security. It's not my job to be your punching bag. It's not my job to be anything. It's my job to show up as Jackie. And I get one go, well, who knows, whatever your belief systems are, but I get one kick in the can here. And I am now deciding that I'm not doing that anymore. Mm-hmm. One of the reasons why my marriage fell apart. Oh. Absolutely, no question.
You started standing up for yourself, did you?
I know I started to demand more for myself. So the story goes like this. He came home from work one day and I was really proud of myself because, silly me. Okay, I'm going to be careful because I don't want to go into that place. But I sort of expected that someone that I perceived to be deeply loving of me would be happy and excited to see me healing and shifting into places that were more healthy for me and more empowered for me. And because I also thought that he would understand all of the benefits that would eventually come from, right? Like I can't stand up on a stage and teach these things if I'm not doing them, if I'm not embodying them, if I'm not learning and understanding things, all of that. So he came home from work one day and I was sitting and I was pleased as punch. I was all so excited in my office. And I had made this just a sheet of paper with an image on it. And what did it say? I don't know. I'm allowed to, I desire and deserve to have nice things and I will have them please. I don't know what that meant to him. I don't have any concept of what happened within him when he saw that. I was like, look at this. Isn't this amazing? His face just dropped. And I still to this day have no concept of what that was about. But I mean, it's clear that something shifted in how I was behaving toward myself and what I was allowing in my world, how I was allowing other people to treat me, what I was requiring from other people that were going to be part of my world, all of those things. And at some point in the midst of all of that shifting and changing, he wasn't part of my world anymore. So I suppose that maybe that was a thing. That was a thing, right? It's like, I desire and deserve to have nice things in my life, and I will have them, please. So as we're going through this whole like shifting and evolving and embracing ourselves and our value and our worth, right? And that, I think, is especially when we're dealing with conditioning that has involved abuse, especially in early childhood, right? Because those things, those things happening and being told that it's okay that they happened, right? Like we deserved the thing that was done to us. Those kinds of messages, children soak that up like sponges. And then they start to interpret that to mean that if I deserved that, then I must be a bad person, or I must be whatever, fill in the blanks, right? I must be, because this person that I'm supposed to respect, who I'm supposed to trust because it's their job on this planet to take care of me and keep me alive, right? Whether it's a direct parent or whether it's any other kind of authority figure, your job when you were in that role in my day, in my world, is your job is to take care of me and make sure nothing bad happens to me. Right? That's your job. But when we're unfortunate enough to run into adults that's not their MO.
Right.
Children will turn that against themselves in some very destructive ways.
Absolutely. I've seen it.
Ways.
I've seen it over and over and over and over again. Yes, it's absolutely true.
Yeah, and we'll attach meaning to it that may not even be there. But because we're children, we don't have, and this is the thing, right? I know you work with kids, so I don't even have to tell you this, but kids don't have the knowledge or the experience or the whatever, the tools to process some of these really heavy, ugly things that happen. And so they just interpret them to the best of their ability, and to the best of their ability, unfortunately, often involves, this is my fault.
Always.
Yeah. This is somehow my fault. It's my fault that this parent ran away and doesn't want anything to do with me. It's my fault that, this person beat the crap out of me. It's my fault that I was sexually touched by that person who was supposed to take care of me. It's my fault that this thing with my family is not working, and now we don't have a home anymore. There's not money to buy food or clothes. It's my fault because I cost money, and they'd have money if I wasn't here. This is what kids do. It is so important for us to get clear on. This is what kids do. So when we're dealing with people who have become adults that have carried the weight of that throughout their lives, it's really important for us to get clear on what are the roots, where are the causes for these things, because otherwise we're applying like a surface level band-aid to a soul deep problem.
Exactly.
Right.
And it can be healed.
Oh, yes.
It can be healed. Yes. I had a student once that I don't even know what I said to him, but one day he would come in my classroom at lunchtime because he was being bullied, and but he wouldn't tell me who they were. And so I said, you know what, just, if you want to sit in here and eat your lunch, it's okay with me. But when we were chit-chatting, and I said to him some flippant, to me it was like a flippant comment, like, you can't let those bozos get you down. They really have no say in your life at all. And something in him, his face just went, and he just, after that, he stopped coming to the classroom at lunch. It was like a switch went off, and he just took control. and stop. He I don't know what he did to stop the bullying, but he did something. He took his own power back. And so, and after that, every time he'd see me, he would just like, Miss J, hi. And, you know, it was, I don't even know what it was, but it triggered something in him that made him realize that he didn't have to play the victim. So you never know what you might say that it can empower a kid.
It's true.
You know,
it's true. You know, and we get on these shows and we share our stories, I think, for precisely that reason. I don't know who's out there listening to us talking right now. I don't know who's going to have this thing land in their lap and go, oh, yeah, respect my elders. Huh? Oh, no. Right? No way. Or, yes, I do deserve to have nice things in my life. Right? And all of that. And we don't know. We don't know who's listening. Right? We don't know who's watching. We don't know who's going to hear something, or who's going to watch this and then go into work and say, oh my God, I saw this crazy woman. She was talking about blah, blah, blah. And then they go, oh, but that person over there was the one that needed to hear the message.
Right.
We don't know.
This is an incredible discussion, Jackie. I'm so fascinated, and there's so much validation happening. So I'm hoping there are other people out there are feeling validated too. Like, you know, there's a difference between playing victim and also you don't have to be nasty when you set boundaries. So, but we're getting close to the end, and I would like to ask you a quirky question.
Quirky question. Here we go.
My question is, if money was no object, where in the world would you like to live and why?
Well, I'm going to qualify this by saying I don't know yet because I haven't been many places. I feel like I feel a draw to like Spain and to like the tropics. I've never been to either, so I don't know, but I have this idea of what things are like in like Italy and Spain and the Mediterranean lifestyle and the way they eat and the weather and all of that kind of stuff. So I have this idea of what that would be like. And I feel like if that's right, that would be a place that I would really love to spend some time. And the tropics. Do I even have to explain that? I mean, sun and fun and water. And, you know, there's a thing that I've become as I actually do travel a little bit more. There's a thing that I'm starting to do. Everywhere that I go, I have decided that I want to eat a piece of fruit that is native to that part of the planet, a piece of fruit that has just come off the vine or the tree or however it grows. Right? It's like a thing that I do now everywhere I go.
That's so cool.
Right? Because I went to Arizona one time and somebody pulled off a grapefruit off the tree in their yard and made me some juice. Oh, good Lord, it tasted so much better because I live in Canada and it travels for hours and days to get to us. So it's not nearly as fresh. Anyway.
Well, Jackie, how can people find you out in the world?
They can find me at JackieMott.com. They can find me on Facebook. They can find me on YouTube. YouTube's got over 200 videos. I've got all of my old show, Time to Rise and Thrive. All of the videos have been uploaded on there and a whole bunch of other stuff. So that's probably the best ways to find me. And they can also find my book, Believe All Things Are Possible, on Amazon.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. This has been a wonderful discussion. Okay, everybody. So we're here with Jackie Mott. You can find our Chronic Health Collective show on E360 TV under the Vitality TV tab or on YouTube. And also check our Friday night show, The Chronically Healthy Life, where we have guests each week that inspire us to be healthier. All right. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. See you next time.